Hola clase, hoy vamos a tomar apuntes del pretérito, de los verbos AR. Vamos a tomar apuntes de los verbos en el pretérito, los verbos que terminan en AR, ¿sí? Los verbos que terminan en AR. Por favor, escribe tu número y escribe la fecha, ¿sí? Bien. El pretérito is the simple past tense. Okay, there are other tenses in the past, but this is the simple past tense. Okay, it is used for completed actions in the past. Okay, actions that began and ended at a specific time. So it's very specific about when it began, when it ended. Specific time in the past. All right. So I'm going to give you some keywords. And these are some, right? Not all. When you see the word ayer, yesterday, you know that you're either reading or you need to talk in the past. Ante, ayer, the day before yesterday. Okay. Anoche, last night. Okay. El año pasado, last year. La semana pasada, last week. Okay. Last summer, el verano pasado. Last month, el mes pasado. On a given day, for example, on Friday, el viernes. Could be el jueves, could be el sábado, could be any day, but it's in the past. So today, right here, we're going to take notes on the AR ending verbs, okay? These are the AR ending verbs. In the past tense. So we're going to have conjugations endings. So for first person it's aste. Second person, o. Third person, amos. Astes y aron. Okay. Some of the verbs that we know are hablar, nadar, some of them, right? Some of them. So let's get an example. If I want to conjugate the verb hablar, let me get with hablar. There's many more verbs, right? So let's get up with pasar is another one. There's so many. So let's go with hablar. I want to conjugate. So I'm going to drop the ending, and I'm going to add the E with the accent mark for first person. So, I spoke, hablé. You spoke, hablaste. She spoke, habló, or he spoke. We spoke, hablamos. You guys spoke, hablasteis. Hablasteis. And they spoke, hablaron. So if I want to say, let's get a sentence here. Yo hablé en la clase. What am I saying there? Yo hablé en la clase. I spoke in the class. All right. So anytime you see an AR ending verb in the past tense, that you need to write conjugate in the past tense, and those verbs are regular verbs, you're going to use these endings. Okay. And this is again regular verbs. Okay. Regular verbs, not irregular. This does not work. Well, even when you're in the past tense, if you have an irregular verb, yes, you are talking in the past tense, and yes, it's for a completed action, but this does not work for that, okay? Does not work. And we have some verbs that have different conjugations that end in AR, and those are, they're called car, gar, sar verbs, okay? They're called car, gar, sar verbs, okay? All right. Car, gar, sar. What does that mean? That when forming the pretérito, some verbs will end differently. So the verbs that end in car, gar, or sar will have a spelling change, right? Spelling change in the first person, in the yo form. All right, let's see how that looks like. So this is if the verbs end in car, gar, or sar. Okay, car, gar, sar. So let's go over this. So let's say I have a verb that ends in car. So I'm going to do the following. This car, I'm going to replace with Q, U, U, and I'm going to add the ending for the first person in the past tense. So let's say we have the verb marcar. See that? Yo marqué un tanto. So I scored a goal, right? Or a point. You see how I changed this for this. And this will happen only in the yo form. The rest will conjugate the same. For example, if I want to say tú, you score a goal. Tú marcaste un tanto. You see that? That does not have this, right? It does not have it. Okay? This is only in the yo form. Only. Okay? Alright, so then we have the verbs that end in gar. So for this verbs, I'm going to replace the gar with gu, and then the ending for the first person. Okay. So we have the verb llegar, to arrive. Okay. Yo llegué a la escuela. Yo llegué a la escuela. So this gar got changed for UE and then the ending for first person. I arrived to the school. To the school. Alright. Again, this is only the first person, not in the second, not in the third, not in the plurals. Only first person yo form. Okay? And then we have the verbs that end in sar. So here I'm going to change the sar for a C and an E. Okay? Empezar. Remember how empezar in the present tense is a stem changing verb, a but verb? Well, here we do not have stem change. In the past tense, it's not going to stem change. It's going to be yo empecé la tarea. See that? I began the homework. Right? I began or I started the homework. Okay? See that? Star changed to CE. This E are the endings for the first person, right? They're the endings for the first person. Bien. So every time a verb ends in C and car, in the past tense, this is only in the past tense, you're going to change to que. Gar, ye. Sar, se. Okay? Make sure you remember.